I'm hitting the start going.
Yeah, the start going. You know what the hell I meant. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Small Talks with the Big Guy, the best podcast that you've never heard of. My name is EROE, of course, as always, your host with the most. And boy, let me tell you, I don't know what I got myself into with this one. But we've got a good one for you, regardless. One of these gentlemen you're going to remember from literally the last episode. The other one making his Small Talks debut. But together, they form.
Take two.
But together, I'm not editing any of this. Together, they form your favorite Harry Potter and Star Wars podcast.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dueling Fates. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the TheGeekSlays and Batduck, aka Grayson.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Yeah, man.
I have no fucking idea.
Well, we already knew that.
That's true. We did know that. I don't know, man. I just woke up like a little while ago, as I do. I'm on that full nocturnal schedule. It's so nice. I get to go work out early in the morning, but it's also like, for me, it's late at night, so I gotta make myself pass out. It's a fun time. Yeah.
So
I
when you
enjoy
say, like, I gotta ask, because like I've heard you talk about working out and whatever, and like you talked about it in the Scuffed Ass a couple episodes ago, on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Go watch or listen. What's your regimen? Like, what are you doing? You lifting? You running?
So I'm not lifting currently. So we just have out in our garage, we have like an elliptical, and then we have a Bowflex thing. I don't know where we got it, but it is currently covered in things, so I can't use it. So lately, I just do like a 30-minute run on the elliptical thing because I hate trying to just run out here in the middle of nowhere. Ground is very uneven.
Yeah,
and I don't like
that.
to wear my glasses to go work out. But if I don't wear them and try to run like a normal person, I can't see. I'll like step in a hole and die. I live in the middle of nowhere. I'll get eaten by something.
Are there random holes in Wyoming?
There's a bunch of random shit here.
Probably.
Yeah, so like a 30-minute run on the elliptical, then I do like the battle rope, So the battle rope, do that for not a set amount of time, just like 3 goes of like a minute long each, and then a bunch of I have a little thing for baseball that just like spins around a pole, so I can just hit baseballs. So I normally hit like 100 every morning.
Oh, okay.
Makes my arms really tired. It's a great time, but it's working, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. I know we didn't talk about that on your episode, and I will say I did forget to ask about that.
All good.
But like that's some good shit. Some good shit. But okay, so you two gentlemen have decided to make a movie reviewing podcast of sorts. I only say of sorts because typically whenever somebody does like a movie reviewing podcast, they're typically out reviewing all of the brand new hit movies. However, you two have taken it a whole different direction and pretty much reviewing, it seems like, whatever fucking movie like you guys pull out of a bowl or a hat, because like there's no organization to like the movies that you pick.
None.
I want to ask, like, I have so many questions about all of this, but I guess first and foremost, before we even get rolling with that, Geek, you explained Dueling Fates in our previous episode together. Duck, why don't you go ahead and explain Dueling Fates to the uninitiated?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So Dueling Fates is basically an idea that Geek came up to me, like, randomly, I think in, like, February, late January, February-ish. And he's like, hey, do you want to, like, start a movie review podcast? I'm like, I don't give a shit. We can do that. That's fine by me. I mean, and I think the idea was that Geek doesn't watch as many movies as I do, and he wanted to go to someone who like watches movies like all the fucking time, and then I think he wanted to like revisit a bunch of old movies he watched, and I was recommending him a whole bunch of them. Eventually, we got a list together, and then we basically just randomized them. I'm not even kidding. We literally put them through a randomizer. It popped out the list we have. So, and I think I was trying to get to more like movies I would never usually cover on my own personal channel, just because I usually cover more newer stuff, or I cover like things of like a theme month. Like eventually, I want to do a Godzilla month, so we probably won't do Godzilla in this time period right now, but we'll do it at a later point in time because I'm gonna force Geek to watch a Godzilla movie. So basically, it's just kind of like Geek wanting to watch movies that he never watched before or hadn't seen in a long time, and he wanted to drag someone along, so he just chose me, and I don't know why he chose me, but he did. So
okay, fair enough. How long is that list?
We're coming towards the. I mean, our current list covers it into February.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's not a completed list because we're still trying to find. There's a certain amount we need to fill in that we keep trying to cover, but we can't ever come to a consensus because someone won't answer my fucking question. But
because I don't know anything about horror movies, I don't know what I want to watch.
Asking you, what type do you want to watch? And
I don't know.
You want to watch? Do you want to watch Slash? Do you want to watch Supernatural? What the fuck do you want to watch?
You're the horror movie guy. Just pick some horror movies and we'll watch them. I promise I haven't seen them.
I'll pick the shittiest ones I can find.
Please don't.
That won't be too hard. There's a lot of bad ones out there.
Exactly.
He's making me rewatch The Grudge because of childhood trauma, and I think that's fucked up.
You guys talked about that in your last episode, actually. So I'm not too surprised to hear that.
I think we talked about it in the next episode too.
I think we talk about The Grudge a lot. Weirdly.
I mean, hey man, The Grudge is a it's a fucking it's a fucked up movie. That is for sure.
I've seen more fucked up stuff.
Well, I have also seen a lot more fucked up, but it's for a child that Geek and I were when we both watched it the first time. It is not exactly soothing to watch.
True.
I love the guttural sounds of moans and
honestly, for me, it wasn't even the stupid noise that she made. It was just the fact that she just pops up in her fucking eyes, man. I can't do the eyes. It's the eyes for me.
You gotta watch X.
X?
Yeah. X.
Like X. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. That's the one of the ones of that trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You two
on Twitter when he's not being an idiot.
When is he
like,
not?
We're not just
an idiot.
We're not just yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I just like to start fights. It's fun.
No.
Nobody noticed. Never would have thought.
Clearly. Good Lord. Where do you see Dueling Fates going? Like, do you guys have any like future plans or like future goals that you're hoping that you can maybe get to at some point? Or is it just at this point like write it out and see where you guys can go with it?
Yeah, I don't know. This made it farther than I thought it would already. I didn't actually expect us to ever get an episode going. I'm not gonna lie.
Geek forgot that I'm consistent with this shit.
It's not just that. It's just actually getting it started took so long. Because I remember, I know you said February, but I think it was January because it was just before the subathon.
I think you presented the idea, but we started the ball rolling in February.
Yeah, but like we had talked about, let's start like middle of February, and we didn't start until what?
March.
April.
Like late March, almost April.
it just kind of felt like it was never gonna get going, which was really weird. So, the plan, I don't know, keep watching movies, keep yapping.
All I'm looking for is solid growth for now, and then we can bloom out from there. That's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was my idea with the other podcast I have. So, just write it out, see where we go, and hope to God the growth keeps happening.
Fair enough. Do you guys ever planned on expanding the roster? Because I noticed it's just been the two of you so far. Granted, you're only 9 episodes deep, but ever any plans on having guests or anyone else show up?
I know guests are in the plans. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So far, only one guest is in the plans.
Well, the idea of guests is in the plans. What the fuck did we do? Norman. We dog dropped something.
Dogs. Being dogs. Zero gets it. He has cats that are cats sometimes.
I was going to say, I had Kenobi up in his spot, but he decided to abandon me, of course.
He does that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying, guests are in the idea. Like, there's the idea of guests, not like we have a lineup of guests. More like the idea of guests is is planted.
I knew what you were saying. I was just saying we had one planned.
A single one, yes.
Yeah, singular.
Okay.
EROE knows this guest really well, I think.
It's Brackle.
It's Brackle.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Speaking of which, Brackle is actually the one that designed y'all's logo.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I definitely told him that, but apparently he forgot by now.
I'm very bad at remembering shit.
Brackle does.
Yes.
Brackle does most of the stuff I get designed nowadays.
It's very true. Which I would imagine she's also looking for more work. Go hit her up. She's on all over my Twitter. So
true.
But
yeah, the logo that made Grayson make the intro, not a Star Wars or Harry Potter podcast.
What wasn't that? The name was the Star Wars part, and the Harry Potter was the font. Words.
Yeah.
Dogs are excited.
I like the Harry Potter font, man.
Yeah.
And I thought it would look cool, and it does. So I was right.
Yeah. So obviously at some point you guys are going to have to go over Star Wars. Like, it's going to happen at some point. And I mean, I imagine it's down the pipeline here eventually.
Yeah, down the pipeline.
Yeah, definitely sure. Down the pipeline.
For sure.
Yeah.
Down a long ways. Yeah,
very,
not
very
even
long,
kind of soon.
It's not even this year.
Definitely not, like 2 episodes from now or something.
I think it's like 5. I don't remember what came out just now. And I don't know when.
You guys just did a review of Split.
Yeah.
God, I feel like we watched that 3 months ago.
We basically did. We took like a 2-3 week break of just watching shit. So.
Yeah, we really did.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So Geek kind of addressed this when we did our podcast together, but obviously, like, the whole thing surrounding J.K. Rowling is not a great situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you literally have the font of your logo as the Harry Potter font. Is there any idea, Duck, that you guys might be doing Harry Potter and the wizarding world at some point?
I've talked to Geek about this. I'm trying to avoid as many controversial people as possible. Like, he brought up Scream, and obviously I'm a big fan of Scream, but I'm not trying to touch it right now because of the current situation that's surrounding it. And like, there's like, he mentioned Creepers. I know he did that last episode when you guys were talking about horror, but like, I'm just trying to avoid as many controversial people as possible. And I'm like, Geek understands that, and I just want to make sure, at least for this time being, like, we're still in like our infancy, I guess, and I don't really want to like, hey, we're going to talk about a director who did heinous things, or a person who is the most hateful person online. Like, one of them at least. So.
Right. Yeah. Definitely agree.
For Harry Potter, it's not a never, but it's definitely a not for a while.
It's definitely like, let's kick it down the can. Kick the can down the road type thing.
That's fair. So being someone myself I've only ever seen the first and not even half of the second, we've had this conversation.
I know,
I get
but
that
every
look from
time
you every
it
single
still
time.
hurts.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy. I am not. I'm much more of a Lord of the Rings wizard type of guy. shit like that.
What is that face?
I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I'm not. I've seen other Harry Potters. I've seen them multiple times because my family's a huge Harry Potter family.
Yeah.
But I just never came to me. My thing has always been superheroes. Typically, like even Star Wars. I've talked to Geek about this. I'm a very simple person. I watch the movies and that's basically it. And I don't even watch all the movies. So it's like I'm here.
Man.
I'm watching
Obviously,
Lord of the Rings. I didn't know that. That's gonna have to get added to the schedule. Yikes!
I don't know if you want to. He's gonna hate him. He's gonna hate
I
him.
won't though.
I don't think he will.
I love
don't know,
fantasy.
Man. Oof.
Well,
he also got to make sure you throw in the 3 Hobbits too.
I own all of them. They're
I've
over there.
I've never seen any of the Hobbits.
See, that's wild. I've seen all 6, both 3 Hobbits and all 3 Lord of the Rings.
They're making another Lord of the Rings movie, so
shit's wild.
They're making another what?
Lord of the Rings.
Didn't know that. I know they made the show on Amazon Prime.
I heard it's bad.
Rings of Power. Season 3 should be coming out soon.
I haven't actually watched it, but I just made the assumption that most of the people saying it were bad were the same people that like say Star Wars is bad.
It's most
because I remember most of the controversy was like some of the dwarves were black. I was like, how is that a controversy? That's just who fucking
we love
cares?
The internet.
That is not affecting the show at all.
No,
I would watch it, except I don't have time to watch shows. So
no,
I stick
Rings
with
of
my
Power.
core.
Rings of Power was super solid. Granted, you know me and my stupid brain. I have trouble remembering a lot of things. And granted, Brackle was 100 times more excited about Rings of Power than I was, even though I was still very excited for it. But it was still a very good show, everything aside. It's also got a really good villain, and you know me, I've got a soft spot for good villains. So, but so when you two were getting this rolling, was there any movies either side that you suggested and the other one went no?
There was one
without
or
even
two.
without hesitation.
There was one or two, I think. I don't remember what they were.
I don't either.
We don't have documentation because that was a video. That was a call. So
we just like that in the call and we just wrote down what we. Well, I wrote stuff down. He typed out because whatever.
I don't know. I have terrible
There's
handwriting.
So do I, but I have notebooks everywhere.
Word.
I need to type
everywhere.
I'll lose it.
That's why they're everywhere. But I don't remember any being like most of the time it was shot down like Harry Potter and then we shoot it down because of the thing, or like when we were talking about horror stuff, Jeepers Creepers was one I brought up. This is just thinking of movies I'd seen and shoot that down because of controversy. I don't know if any of them have been shot down just because of the movie that they are.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If one of them was going to get shot down for the movie that they were, it probably would have been Boondock Saints.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting movies that you guys could take down the rabbit hole for the hour that you guys decide to do. And I'm curious if some of those movies will ever get put on the list.
Who knows?
But are you guys ever going to start doing like multiple of a series?
As in
like so it's a new episode every Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 episodes in a row. Let's say you knock out a 3-part trilogy. Is that ever going to happen, or would you prefer to take breaks in between?
Buckle up. That's all I got to say.
Just buckle up.
I mean, obviously, the 9 movie trilogy that y'all will do at some point. Trilogy.
It's not a trilogy. That's like a.
I don't know what that is when it comes to 9. Okay.
That's
I don't
10.
know. I know up
the 9-ology.
I know up to 8, and then I know 10, but I don't know what 9 is. That's weird. Why do I not know what 9 is?
Well, 8's like a hexagon right now. That's an octagon.
That would be
Octagon.
oct, but yeah.
And
Weird.
then
Not
Becca.
important. This is not where we need to get sidetracked. But actually, that's not 9 movies. That's 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well,
I think we've
Rogue
talked about
One
it
and
enough at
Solo
this
are old
point.
enough. I don't think that's
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Yikes.
I only ask because of your guys' most recent review, Split, which again, in case I never once said anything, Dueling Fates is of course available on all your favorite podcasting platforms. New episodes every Monday. You guys have got 9 episodes out right now. The newest one being Split. Now, here's where I have to throw in my 2 cents.
This is my fault.
You both talked about the post credit scene, although it's not really
Just at the
a post credit scene, with Bruce Willis making the movie a direct sequel to, I believe, 1994's Unbreakable.
It's Unbreakable, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and Geek's exact words were, "Who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
I think it's more my fault. I forgot Split connected to those 2 movies. I forgot like Glass happened. I forgot Unbreakable connected to this movie when we were making the list, and we are just like, "Oh,
yeah,
fuck it." It's basically its own movie at this point. So,
I mean, it is its own movie.
It was until the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The second they threw Bruce Willis in there and then made it a direct sequel, it was absolutely its own movie.
I forgot about. I read Bruce Willis was in the movie, so
yeah.
I don't know, that trilogy. I just have never given a single shit about the other 2 movies.
Have you
not
ever
even
seen Unbreakable?
No.
I saw Unbreakable.
No, but I just mean I've never cared to even think about them. Split, I remember when it came out. I remember the trailers were really cool. I remember going and seeing it in theaters because I remember yelling at the stupid guy at the ticket counter.
Right.
But outside of that, none of the other movies ever interested me.
I think I see in that episode I went and watched Glass unless Anna Taylor-Joy was in it. So,
and then I think you Googled it and she was.
She is. I haven't seen it yet. So.
Yeah, she's in there along with Bruce Willis's wife from Unbreakable, who's also in Glass. But I guess what I'm getting at is that you should go and watch Unbreakable and then go forward and watch Glass. Granted, it's not if they have to be Dueling Fates episodes or not. That's up to you. But it's a solid ass trilogy, man.
Maybe.
I really tried to come in here with an open mind, but then you're going to say some shit like, "Who gives a shit about Bruce Willis?" Come on.
It's not about Bruce Willis. It's about a movie. Who gives a shit?
A lot of people, actually.
I mean, how many people? Let's go look.
I've heard no one talk about Glass since its release.
Glass was definitely the weakest of the 3.
Release either. Nobody cares.
Glass was definitely the weakest of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And don't give me that look. It was definitely the weakest of the 3. I only say that because of it all of it just felt a little forced at the end. And when you watch it, you'll understand.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had to bring that up because that just personally didn't sit well with me.
He was unhappy that I said, "Who fucking cares?"
Good Lord. Talk to me about some of these movie choices. I know that you said that it was all randomized and whatever, but hang on, I'm trying to pull up your guys' podcast here. My phone's acting fucky.
I gotta go pull it up so I know which episodes we've released. So
I'm just gonna name off the movies. I'm just gonna name off the movies. Here we go. So you guys started off with Tombstone.
Yeah.
Which Tombstone is a great movie. It's fantastic. Definitely a very good classic Western tale. From there, Interstellar, which I knew that Geek was a huge Interstellar guy. What the hell's going on here? Come on.
I don't know. It doesn't want to focus. You're not friends anymore, apparently.
There we go.
There you go.
From Interstellar, Inception, and like I don't know. I was on board. I was on board. I was like, okay, yeah. You went from cowboys to space, and then from space to whatever the hell Inception's supposed to be.
Dreams.
And then you went from Inception to Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
We were just shooting this shit, man.
Blame the random number generator, dude.
I'll continue. From that, you went to the Boondock Saints, cult classic.
Sure.
Yep.
From the Boondock Saints, I couldn't believe I saw this one. Hancock.
Yeah.
Will Smith's great superhero adventure, Hancock.
I liked it.
It's great.
Raccoons.
Going to The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I knew this one was a duck pick the second I saw it, but going from that to The Menu.
That most definitely was me.
Yep.
And then from The Menu to Split. What the hell?
So I know that me and Geek kind of put out movies that we wanted to see, or like we have seen and like recommended. Like Inception, he never saw before. So I'm like, oh, you should watch Inception. It's kind of like it's useful to your movie experience, like your knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay,
even though he didn't like the movie. Spoiler alert. But honestly, it was mostly us just picking movies that we either saw or not, or were wanting to see, and then throwing through a number generator and popping back out.
Right. No, I know that you said the number generator. It's just just some of the choices I was just a little baffled on. Like, for example, The Day After Tomorrow blew my fucking mind.
That's my fault.
That was a you pick?
Yeah.
Did you not tell us that episode?
When I was a kid, I loved that movie. I don't know why, but that's okay.
I remember watching that one time growing up. My mother loves that fucking movie for some stupid ass reason. Granted, she probably hasn't watched it since '99, but whatever.
Since this came out in 2004, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go 2000.
4
We'll
years
go 05.
before.
We'll go 05 then.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a kid, I loved like those disaster movie type things. So that was fun. Watching it now, knowing anything about science makes them a lot less fun and just kind of annoys me.
I was going to say you have such more of an analytical brain now that you're just going to tear it apart.
Yeah, it's not as nice. Sucks. That's why I no longer want to watch 2012. That wasn't on our list, but I thought about putting it there, and now I don't want to again. I'd like the memory in my head to stay that it's good, and it won't when we watch it.
I never saw 2012.
Neither have I, but all I know it's terrible.
I watched it for the first time when the world was supposed to end because I thought that'd be fitting.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fitting. I will say, as a personal victory to myself, there's only 2 movies on this list that I have not seen.
Ooh. What haven't you seen?
Well, you know one of them.
Oh, I forgot. You haven't seen Interstellar, right?
Correct. I also have not seen Inception.
Bro's missing
That's
on
okay.
Nolan.
You're not missing much. Well, with Inception, you're not missing much other than a movie that doesn't follow its own rules, and that pisses me off.
It's my thing is I just don't like it when shit gets super hyped up. And it's just like it inevitably is going to fall on its own face.
It's always
and like when Inception came out, Jesus, the hype for that movie was annoying. People were just unbearable with that damn movie. And as far as Interstellar goes, I have no reason. I just haven't watched it yet.
Mm-hmm.
That one you really should.
Yeah, I'm going to.
That movie should get the praise that Inception does.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right.
That is an incredible piece of cinema.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to, at this point, just because I'm a big movie guy. Like, you both know this. I fucking love movies. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to just start naming off movies.
Oh God!
And we're gonna see. You can either give me like a thumbs up, thumbs down, or whatever. If you think they'll ever be on the show.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, you don't have to reveal anything if you don't want to. You don't, like, if I name off one and it's going to be, 3 episodes down the line, you don't have to be like, oh, yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna give you
recording
straight
that
up
one
and
now.
I'm just gonna give you this up and down.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna
Let's
say
start-
words because this is
Well,
a
yeah,
podcast.
I'm gonna say up or down. I'm not gonna be.
I thought bro was just gonna sit there silently and just
I mean, that would work for my viewers over on YouTube, but not so much over on the podcast listeners on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, up. I can see the bit.
Okay.
I can see it being a one-off episode, not like a whole series episode, but like.
I was gonna say I don't know if I want to watch all of them.
No, I think
don't do that.
I definitely don't want to watch any of the Jurassic Worlds.
I
I've seen
love
all
Fallen
of the clips
Kingdom.
on TikTok. They're
I
all
love Fallen
bad.
Kingdom. I love Fallen Kingdom.
I think the only Jurassic Park movie I enjoyed was the first one.
It's what actually I think is hilarious is that the Star Wars sequel trilogy follows the same trend as the Jurassic World sequel trilogy.
Oh God.
Where it's just remakes
Well, yeah, but like
and then awful at the end.
No, it's like remake the first movie, go like off the rails of the second movie, which is fine, and then rehash everything you just threw out the window.
Nice.
You see, I really like the original Jurassic Park trilogy, Jurassic Park: A Lost World, and Jurassic 3.
You like 3?
Yeah, there's 3.
No, you like 3.
I do. It has its moments. It's definitely the weakest of the 3.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, comparing anything to the masterpiece that is the original Jurassic Park is difficult because it is a fucking masterpiece. Back to the Future.
Ooh. Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah,
Marty
maybe.
McFly, Doc Brown.
Well, like I've seen bits and pieces. I don't know if I've ever actually watched the entire movie, and that's just like I've definitely seen the important bits, but
I'll give like a dash sign, not like a up or down. That's a
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
What about 2 or 3? Because again, that's another trilogy.
I don't think we touched 2 or 3 without touching the first one.
that's definitely true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know at some point you guys are going to be diving into the vast world of the MCU. We're going to leave that one alone. But do you think you're ever going to do any of the side quests? Punisher, Daredevil.
The shows?
No, not the shows.
Are you talking about like 2
The
or 3
old
like
shitty movies?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I'm talking about, what's his name?
I think doing a shitty movie.
Thomas Jane as the Punisher.
Thomas Jane's Punisher is great, okay?
Shitty movie summer. Do a shitty movie summer. That could be fun.
Maybe for 2025, yeah.
Like where you just pick a bunch of like these aren't
just
good.
shitastic movies.
Okay. We'll pull out there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You already kind of said about Lord of the Rings. That was definitely on that. But what about some old movies? Like you've done Tombstone. I think Tombstone's definitely your oldest movie.
24.
What about some Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Ooh, on 70s.
What about Gone with the Wind?
Ooh. Don't know if I can actually watch Gone with the Wind. I might lose my fucking mind. It's like 5 hours long.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever have the time.
I think I'm trying. I'm like in my mind, like what I want Geek to watch in a horror movie. I think I might throw it back to Hitchcock a little bit for him. I think he might like Hitchcock a little bit, but I would say we could reach back to the 70s pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You think you'll ever go black and white?
Well, Hitchcock was black and white for part of it.
For part.
Yeah.
But not just horror though. Like there's a lot of decent movies that are also black and white.
Depends.
I gotta go back and watch a Charlie Chaplin movie.
We'll put it back.
Hey man. Fair enough. And what about the masterpiece that is Tommy Wiseau's The Room? When's that going to be on Dueling Fates?
I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
I've seen it once, and I hate it.
I know nothing about
it.
It's a fantastic.
It's a great movie.
I have
would
it on
say
Blu-ray.
yes. I would say we will definitely watch that. I will make him watch that.
Please do. And I would really like to be present during that episode.
It's a great movie.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is definitely a movie of all time.
I mean, with how many sound alerts and shit you have of it on your Twitch channel,
I did not hit tar. I did not hit. I did not.
I did not.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Goodness gracious,
It's a great movie.
it is. It's definitely a guilty pleasure of mine. I literally have it on Blu-ray, and
It's a guilty pleasure if you really, really enjoy it and like.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you feel
I'm gonna
guilty
get it,
about it,
I'm gonna get it autographed by Tommy Wiseau at some point in my life. It's gonna happen, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, we're gonna switch up gears.
Ooh.
Duck, you are a first-time guest on Small Talks with the Big Guy,
Sure.
so I can't really hit geek with this, but I'm gonna hit you with it. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, EROE's Top 5. Play the thing.
The Big Guy's Top 5. Oh, yeah.
If I edit it correctly, there'll be a thing.
Damn it! Are we gonna do Pirates of the Caribbean at some point?
Oh, absolutely. We're touching pirates. We're touching
Sick.
pirates hard, man.
Hey,
Whoa. Might need to have them shower first.
I mean that
no,
was my.
that makes it worse.
Yeah, no.
You want them dirty?
I mean, I definitely didn't just play a D&D character in a game with Grayson. That was
Oh,
very
no.
much just
I
Jack
definitely
Sparrow.
didn't know that was absolutely Jack Sparrow.
So fucking funny, dude. That was a great character.
Yeah.
I made a Way of the Drunken Master monk who was just fucking hammered all the time.
Just drinking rum.
Caleb's like, "Can I have that bottle that you have?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Handed it to him, and he like turned away for a second, and I was like, "Yeah, when you turn back, I have a new bottle." Just fucking down in it. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, no.
It was great.
No. So, Duck, welcome to EROE's Top 5.
Uh-huh.
These are 5 fast, simple, easy questions to prove, for whatever reason, I've made it this, to prove that you're not a robot.
Ooh.
That is the gimmick I've given it. It is the gimmick I will stay with.
I don't know if I can pass that.
I don't think you can.
Well, we're going to find out. I'm very curious because, ladies and gentlemen, Batduck over here has got some interesting takes on some things. And I'm very curious. This is either going to go one way or it's going to go the other, and I'm thinking it's going to go the other. But let's start you off with everyone's favorite question that we love to know. Duck,
What's my name?
what's your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream?
Your favorite ice cream?
I honestly have been eating a lot of ice cream lately. It's really bad for me, but like every time I go grocery shopping and get ice cream, I'm leaning towards cookie dough right now.
Oh, okay.
It always changes, but cookie dough's been like the thing right now.
Now, any specific brand?
I don't give a shit.
And
That's
the most
wild.
important part of that question, are you a bowl man or do you just eat that shit straight?
Oh, straight up, yeah. No. Who gets a bowl? You're just wasting silverware.
Well, if you have a family, you gotta use a bowl.
Oh, I'm so sorry, geeks. Some of us don't have a family.
Well, I don't. Well, that's fair. So I do want to add, though, I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I've been trying to find them because I can't anymore. Do you remember Dibs?
Yes.
So, yeah, that definitely should go on this list of ice creams. Dibs are great. I can't find them, though.
I think they got discontinued.
No, they still exist.
Do they?
Same with the coffee. Now it's coffee toffee bar crunch because Ben & Jerry's doesn't work with Heath Bar anymore. But I can't find that either. The 2 ice creams I actually really enjoy, I can't find. They don't exist, and it pisses me off.
Right.
They exist on the internet, but I'm not ordering ice cream. That's how you get some soup.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know, man. And if I ever find it, I would try to mail it to you. But
Yeah, I just don't
get
know
the
how
same
that
shit.
would work. Yeah.
You'd have to mail it with dry ice, but
I'll just make a trip out. If you find it, I'll fly fly out to eat some dibs. It'll be great.
That's fair. Question number 2 is a 2-parter. Now you can do one or the other. You can give me a list. You can not. You can just one and done. That's up to you. But I need to know your favorite video game that you're playing currently, and your favorite video game of all time.
So,
like I said, you can give me a list if you'd like.
Okay, I definitely have a top 5 set in stone. I've been playing Persona 3 Reload. Lately that's been my favorite game I've been actively playing.
Okay.
I love it's been great. My top 5 video games, I can give you a list right here. It is The Last of Us, God of War Ragnarok, God of War 2018, Persona 5 Royal, and then Last of Us Part 2. I'm a very simple man.
That's a solid list.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Besides for Persona, I've never played a Persona game.
Persona's it's the right person. You gotta be the right person to have it. If it hits for you, it hits for you.
Yeah.
Soundtrack though, banging. And you can watch that.
No,
listen to that shit. That's banging.
That's what everybody says about those games, is that they're super artistic and the soundtrack is where it's at.
Yeah, soundtrack is always banging.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a solid list, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a solid list. This one's fitting. Number 3 is fitting for this podcast because I need a top 5 movies of all time.
I don't know if Geek answered this last episode. I listened to half the last episode. So.
I did.
I
don't remember my answers.
He's technically
at all.
answered these questions twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scream's my favorite movie of all time. Most definitely.
As you can tell by the tattoo.
Yeah, I got me a tattoo too.
I had no idea that you had a tattoo.
Yeah, I have multiple.
Yeah.
I have a Last of Us tattoo as well.
Huh.
Yeah. So I go with the Scream, The Vitch by Robert Eggers with Anya Taylor-Joy in it.
Oh, okay.
Great movie. Yeah, I know, Geek. Don't look at me like that. Spider-Verse, The Batman, and I just struggle to come up with the 5th. Usually the 5th spot's usually set up for what I'm really into right now, and I'm probably just gonna go with Godzilla King of Monsters. The 2019 version.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the old 60s
one with King
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. I can never say that name right.
Yeah, it's Ghidorah. At least it's the English
version. Very nice.
Yeah.
Which Spider-Verse?
Into.
Okay.
Across is great, but Into literally made me cry. So.
That's fair. Let's say Into was definitely an experience, to say the least.
Yeah.
But again, solid list. And I will say, I feel like not a lot of people give King of the Monsters the love that it deserves because it was a very good movie.
I adore it. People hate it, and I'm like,
I know, and it's baffling to me. Honestly, the only bad Godzilla movie I've ever seen was the '98 one.
Well, yeah,
I thought
because it's not Godzilla
with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, it's a lot of fish,
but it's a lot of fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
All right, Finn.
All right. Question number 4. I asked if you could make me a top 10 playlist of some of your favorite songs that you're listening to right now.
Yeah.
I love this question because this started with Geek on all the way back on episode 1 of the eCast. Way back when. Because I have taken the top 10 from every single guest that we've had and I have combined them into one giant playlist, which, by the way, with adding your 10, you have officially taken this playlist up to 100 songs.
Woo! Yeah.
So that is super cool. And only a couple have been removed. I don't know why they've been removed.
Oh, you're gonna hate them. I know your music taste, and your music taste does not go with mine. At least what I'm listening to right now. So.
You'd think that, but granted, I've only heard of a couple of these, and I've only actually listened to a couple of these artists. But I'm, when it comes to music, I'm willing to give just about anything a shot because I do listen to just about everything.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the playlist. Just give me a reason why.
Okay.
So we're going to start off Sabrina Carpenter, Feather.
Catchy as fuck.
That's it.
Oh, if you listen to Feather, you understand that it is the catchiest shit in the world. Like Espresso is definitely catchier, and Please With Please is definitely catchier. But like,
Yeah,
that's like the first like Sabrina Carpenter like song I actually like listened to. Geese me a fucking aneurysm.
No, I'm trying to think of what the name of the only Sabrina Carpenter song
It's probably
I know is.
Espresso.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. I'm looking. Hold on. It's in this playlist somewhere, but it shuffled, so I don't know where.
I mean, she's like in her 10th year of her career, so she's done a lot of stuff. Like,
I mean, it's a fairly recent-ish one, I think. I don't know. You guys know how I am with music. I don't listen to new stuff, so unless I hear it, unless it gets stuck in my head on a TikTok.
Yeah.
Nonsense. That's the one.
Oh, Nonsense is great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I know. You've definitely heard it in one of my streams if you've ever been in one.
There's a TikTok and stuff like that where she like
I've been in a few.
she changes the ending and.
Well, I meant recently. I didn't
okay.
Ever, but yeah.
Good lord. Bad Together, Dua Lipa.
I honestly don't know why I love the song so much, but like, I'm driving home, I'm rocking this shit. Like, so like, Dua Lipa has a bunch of bangers, but like, this is so good. What is bro listening to right now?
I clicked play on your Spotify playlist in the Discord, and it's at like full volume for some reason. That hurt so bad.
I'm just blowing his eardrums right now.
Good lord.
I'm not gonna even try to figure out what that song was. Gotta look it up over here. That hurt.
Single Soon, Selena Gomez.
Honestly, I got out of a really long relationship back in November, and I listened to this first on the Fortnite Festival when they had it like for free. I know it's a weird way, but honestly, it really helped me come to terms with like how I should be living my life from now. Like, just I can do shit on my own now. I'm my own person.
Yeah. No, I get it. Now I'm trying to think as well with this one. I believe Artie the Gamer, when we had her back on episode 1 of Small Talks, she also brought up a song from this exact album, but Happier by Olivia Rodrigo.
Same reason, more spiteful though.
Oh. That's also fair. Sticking with the Olivia Rodrigo shtick, we have Obsessed.
Rock anthem, absolutely fucking banger, and like one of those songs that I can basically recite by heart as soon as it turns on. So it's just one of those songs. Okay.
So it cuts off some of the artists for this next one, but you've got a song from Across the Spider-Verse, Calling, and so far all I can see is Metro Boomin, Sway Lee, Nav, and A Boogie. That's all I can see.
With the
and then it's ...
Yeah. I think I love the song more because of the first when I watched the lyric song. What lyric thing came out is the first thing we saw for Across the Spider-Verse besides its trailer.
Right.
And I mean, it's so in tune with like the movie and with its themes and its talking points and everything like that. And it's just absolutely just a fantastic, slow but great art. Like I wouldn't say, is it R&B? I don't know, like hip hop type song. So
yeah, I would throw it in with hip hop, R&B. Yeah. Especially when you add Sway Lee in there.
Mm-hmm.
The last of the real ones, Fall Out Boy.
This is a recent addition to like my big repeats. I don't know why. I came on like 2-3 days ago, and I've been it's on repeat. It's stuck in my head.
Fair.
Not even my favorite Fall Out Boy album either. So
also fair. Death by a Thousand Cuts. Tay-Tay.
You had to add some Tay-Tay into this, and I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be a basic bitch and be like 22. Even though I'm adding Taylor Swift, I'm still a basic bitch. I know that, but like I didn't want to be the basic bitch.
Is that her new
No, this
album?
is like 2 albums ago. It's Lover.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to Taylor Swift since she originally came out. So
I mean, do you count the re-album? Like the 1989 she released, that was like the Taylor
version. I mean, I heard that one, but that was only because I worked at Target, and Target Radio got taken over by Taylor Swift when that album came out.
I mean,
as it should.
1989 and Red are fucking bangers.
I like
Sam
Taylor Swift.
Short.
Haven't listened to her since my 22nd birthday, though.
I am 22, so like that makes sense.
There you
Good
go.
lord. Sam Short, Hooked.
This I found this on TikTok, and honestly, if you listen to it, it's a lot of these are kind of like I realize it's kind of like those like white girl I'm a bad bitch type thing, and for some reason
100%.
that's like my
100%.
type of music. My little sister is 14 years old, 14-year-old white girl. Like this is what the heat of like when it's the most basic shit you're supposed to be listening to. Says I have too much white girl music, so. She's bullied me for it. It's hilarious. I love it, but like, I think that it's just
Fair. That's fair. And then rounding it up with Coast by Haley Steinfeld.
Feld. There's no I in the
Feld.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
had it right the
Fix
first
it,
time.
yeah.
I'm sorry. And then the other half of Silk Sonic, Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, this is the perfect like summer beat, man. This is like roll down your windows, just fucking cruise. Literally, or
Yeah.
coast, I guess you can call it that.
This is the only song on this playlist I've heard. Well, that's not true. I heard Calling when I watched Across the Spider-Verse, but like that's not the one I've never heard that name for that song, and I've like never listened to it actively. Coast is the only one I've like heard of.
Right.
You also are
Okay.
affiliates with Miller Footballs, and he's obsessed with Haley Steinfeld.
Right.
Rightfully so, but
That would probably be why I heard of it.
I was just
Blame the football man.
blame the football man. I always blame the football man for
Blame the Goliath that quit playing my D&D campaign.
Damn, called out. We were actually talking about that the other night.
Yeah. Talking
Yeah.
about Kavan, the wild speaker.
Yeah, he felt bad about it, but he's like,
Good.
yeah, that kind of started to, so he's like, it was my fault because I wanted to play like a weird different version of a bard, but it like turned into quiet and broody, and then that sucked because I like just had to sit there all the time because the way I designed my character. He's like, I really kind of hated that. And then I didn't know you guys well enough, so instead of like, I don't know, talking about making a new character or something, I just kind of fucked off. I was like, yeah, we know.
So yeah, no, I was there. I had the conversation with him,
But yeah,
and
We
then
were talking
contemplated
about
killing
that.
his character.
I still can't believe I made the suicide joke about his character, but that might have been the funniest thing to happen in all those D&D games. Everybody was so caught off guard by that comment.
Yeah. So before we go on to question 5, Geek, my man, you made a little top 5.
I did. The little one.
So obviously Geek, when he was on the show last, it was difficult to redo an EROE's top 5 with a guest that's already been on the show once because a lot of the shit doesn't really change that I ask. But I did kind of ask him to maybe give us like a new version of at least a top 10 or a top 5, whatever, for the playlist. And I have it here. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the big playlist, which, as I also didn't say earlier, the playlist for Small Talks with the Big Guy will be down in the description below on either video or podcasting platform of your choice. I'm going to go and add that. There we go.
Nice.
So we're going to same deal. I'm going to go through, talk me through your brain here. So we've got Stick Season, Noah Kahan.
Khan.
Kahan.
Is it Khan?
I'm pretty sure it's
Kahan?
Khan.
Okay. I wouldn't know. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say his name. But yeah, that song, I blame Jake Talk Sports for that one, actually.
Yeah.
We were talking before a Run the North episode about it. I can't remember if Jake went to a concert or was just talking about listening to a lot of Noah. I just can't remember the full conversation, but he like mentioned that song, so I like checked it out later. Because that's about the only way I learn of new music is people talk about it, and then I go, okay, I'll go listen to it, I guess. And then I go, well, that was dumb. That was a waste of my time. Or I like it, and it ends up on my playlist as a thing I listen to all the
Right.
time.
Okay, fair enough.
This song fucks me up. I love it.
Take Me Back to Eden, Sleep Token.
It's an 8.5 minute long song.
That is ridiculous.
And I swear to God, it's 4 different songs in one. It changes genres throughout the song. It is the most chaotic thing, and it's just like my entire playlist, so I love it.
I will say, when I said the title of that song, you got a from
Nice.
Brackle. So
Nice.
she is a big Sleep Token mark. That is for sure.
Sleep Token's great. That is the newest band I've found.
Just Scrooge McDucked yourself into.
Yeah, pretty much.
BMXing MGK.
Yeah, it's MGK's newest song. It's great. I know, Grayson hates the fact that I listen to MGK, but that's okay. He doesn't have to like it. This is the most, like, this actually might be an MGK song you would enjoy. It just reminds me of, like, the early 2000s.
Okay.
The music video, the song itself, it's like a song of the summer for, like, the early 2000s, like, skater kid. And it's incredible.
I will have to listen to it and try my best not to think that it's Machine Gun Kelly.
Fair. That's valid.
I still think to this day the best thing that Machine Gun Kelly ever did was get powerbombed off of the stage by Kevin Owens, but
I mean, Megan Fox should be up there.
That's, Jesus.
We Became the Night, Motionless in White.
WWE. That was the song for Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
It was.
Yep.
Not sure I knew that.
Re-replay, that's why.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. And then also from Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse, which I'm going to assume the two of you did not commingle this at all. No. Self-Love, Metro Boomin and Coy Leray.
Great song.
Love that song. It's so good. It's so calm, which is like the opposite of everything else in all of my playlists, which is funny.
Right. Well, there you go. That is the very first ever additional top 5 onto the already top 10 playlist. Again, you can listen to that entire playlist down in the description below. Thank you, Geek, for that. And back to question 5, Duck.
That's me.
This one hits a little hard. As you are well aware, as everyone is, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of bad shit in the world. So just case in point, if you had one thing to say to the world, what would it be?
I'm gonna steal it straight from Bob Marley because I'm creative and I have it tattooed on my bicep over here. It's every little thing is gonna be all right. As bad as things can get, just you gotta stick in there and just keep going, because every little thing eventually will be all right. As bad as everything can get, it will eventually reset itself.
Fair enough. I like to mute during those so there's no interruption during it.
No,
I like to give you everybody their time. So that's good though. I like that. I like that a lot. Again, didn't know you had a Bob Marley tattoo.
I have 3
but
tattoos.
up until this very moment, honestly, when you brought up the Scream tattoo, I had no idea that you even had tats. Because honestly, I've never seen anything above here for you.
Well, they're all above that. You just they're kind of hidden, more or less. The Scream's kind of off to the side. This is kind of hidden, and this is always hidden. So,
right,
yeah.
Fair enough. But ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of EROE's Top 5. Duck,
yep,
thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Okay.
So, I had another movie critic on this podcast, episode 2, Don's Day Afternoon. Mm-hmm. Good friend of the podcast. Good friend of Emerson Corleone. Shouts out. I asked him, and I think I'm going to ask this to the two of you as well, just because I like this question.
Yeah.
Do you recall the first time that you ever had like an impactful moment from a movie? Like something that just kind of like struck you when you were young and made you want to continue? I'm assuming this is going to be good. from his.
It's so bad.
Oh no.
Even better. Duck, start off.
So the film that got me to want to be a cinephile, and this is gonna sound super bad because I haven't watched this film in like 6-7 years now, is Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Oh my god.
I thought it was the most profound shit in the world when I was a kid, and then that's when I started collecting Blu-rays. I have a 365 now, like separate movies, and I don't know why, but I thought that was the most profound and greatest shit I've ever seen. I have not seen it since. Geek, we might have to add it to the list just to see how much I hate it now, because I'm probably going to hate it.
I refuse. Weirdly, unless we watch the Zack Snyder version, because
we'll
the other version is just
I haven't watched the original version since it came out.
And I don't think the Zack Snyder one's good. It's just
It fills in holes.
It's just not ass. Because, they remembered that they made Cyborg the main character, so maybe you shouldn't cut him almost entirely from the movie.
League.
Oh, I am. You said Batman vs. Superman, huh? Yeah. Either way, still awful. Bad movie.
I haven't seen it in
bad
7
Superman
years.
and bad Batman. Nothing
Man
will
of Steel,
ever
Superman,
offend me
still
more.
The best Superman, though.
I don't know if I agree.
Just Man of Steel, though, not the rest of the series.
Man of Steel is a good movie, but I don't think Zack Snyder's ever actually read a comic book.
No, he has not.
The conclusion I've come to.
I will say that.
And I don't like people making comic book movies when they don't know what the hell they're making.
That's okay.
Right.
At least when they try to pretend that they're making a comic book movie. If you want to make a Superman movie and just be like, yeah, this isn't based off the comics, this is just whatever the fuck I want to do, cool. But that's not what he did, and that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Geek?
Right. Right. I genuinely don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things in movies that I don't know. Like the first thing in a movie I remember at all, but it didn't do anything for it. I just remember it vividly as the entire weird Anakin and Padme's entrance into the arena in Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
When they're prisoners and get the first, I love you scene from them. I remember that one. I was 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, EROE forgets sometimes that I'm not actually as close to his age as he thinks.
No, you're really not. And it also, just for the record, you saying that Batman v Superman was one of your first impactful.
Oh, you're talking first movies I ever saw impactful. I'm thinking that's what got me to be a cinephile. To I go to the movies every week.
It's still impactful.
I was 14. Okay, I was 14.
Yeah,
that's still crazy. That's still crazy. When did that movie come out?
2016.
Yeah, I had already been graduated from high school, the whole 9 yards.
Do you know how bad that is? How I can tell you the exact date too. Because I watched the movie so much when I was a kid, when I was 16, because I thought it was profound shit. And I
never saw.
I have not seen it in the last 6-ish years now. I want to say 2018 was the last time I actually watched it. It came out March 25th, 2016. You can double check me. It is March 25th, 2016.
Hey Siri.
Or it might be the 26th, but 25th.
What was the release date of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice?
Just a shit subtitle.
Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice was released on March 25th, 2016.
Why do you know that?
I thought it was the most profound shit when I was a kid. I loved that movie when I was 14. But the first thing that actually cemented in my mind that the film was cool was the Mustafar battle, obviously.
Yeah. I fell asleep in the theater.
Loser.
Well, so I've told this story a few times. For that movie, I wasn't able to go to my local theater because the people in front of us got the last ticket. So we had to go to the next, 4 towns over to the next closest theater. And then 3 people in front of us was the last ticket. So we didn't get in there either. So then we had to drive another 20 minutes to the next town. And we didn't get to the movie until sometime after midnight. And I was 7. So I passed the fuck out right before the final battle.
Geek, when were you born?
2000.
You were 5.
Didn't it come out in 2006?
2005.
Whatever. And I was 5. That's worse. Yeah, after midnight for a 5-year-old.
I was 3. So.
But I remember the line. That's it.
Good lord.
Yeah, Grayson makes me feel old.
I'm 2 years younger than
Everything makes me feel old because, as me and Ero have talked about, it's the reason why we became pretty good friends. My experiences growing up more mirror his than people my age. Probably because Wyoming's about 10 years behind. That's just how it works. So,
yeah. That's fair.
It's okay, though. Yeah. I think another thing, I had one. I lost it when I got distracted talking about Star Wars just now.
Oh.
That's pretty tough. I mean, I can't remember which of the stupid Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but Alfred's, some men just want to watch the world
Dark
burn
Knight.
scene. That was the
Second
Dark
one.
Knight?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, me and
That's
Eero
a good
did
scene.
off a fucking.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you how many times I've watched The Dark Knight. Unlike a lot of people, I thoroughly enjoy that entire trilogy. Batman Begins is the weakest of the three.
I like all
That's-
three.
Yeah, because why
wait,
is
whoa, back
why
it
is
up.
Ra's al Ghul a
Back
fucking
it up.
Irish dude?
Batman Begins is the most Batman movie in that trilogy.
No,
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is. It absolutely is.
Sure, you're gonna get this wrong, but why?
It's just Batman. That's Gotham City. That's fucking Batman. That's Scarecrow. That's just the identity of Batman. The only thing that captures Batman better than that movie is the Batman.
I very much disagree. What is he doing in that movie that
I
makes him
can't fucking
Batman?
tell you. It's just
The world's
it just-
greatest
it just
detective
feels
isn't
more
detectiving.
Batman.
Also, your very not white villain is an Irishman.
Hey, respect Cillian Murphy.
Why?
He blew up Japan twice.
I wasn't talking about Cillian Murphy, but he did bomb Japan. That's true. But Scarecrow was not the main villain. That was Ra's al Ghul. And they fucked up Ra's al Ghul so bad.
No, I only say that Batman Begins for me is the weakest of the three because they put my favorite Batman villain in the third one.
Bane?
And that is, yes,
Okay.
that is and will forever be my favorite of that trilogy.
Yes.
I loved that version of Bane too. Even
As
though it was
did I.
I think that's what I liked about the Christopher Nolan version. He didn't try to pretend that this was comic book Batman or even kind of related, and that's why it worked.
Yeah.
Because if you actually thought of it like a comic book movie, they suck.
Yeah.
But also, it wasn't the Batman and Robin Bane that we saw once before, where he was just a blubbering moron controlled by Poison Ivy. He was his own man who was intelligent as all hell. Obviously, he almost won. So, but no, that
Snapped
is
like a
and will forever be my favorite of that trilogy.
Good, sir.
But
That's valid.
Glenn Powell's in that too.
I've seen all three of those so many times.
Glenn Powell's in the Dark Knight Rises.
Who?
Glenn Powell, the guy from the new Twisters. He was in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
I think I fell asleep during Top Gun
Speaking of
Maverick.
the actors from this show, Joseph Gordon-Levitt just did Last Meals.
I just saw the thumbnail for that before we got started.
Fucking worst last meals of all time.
Ooh,
Only
that's
ate
rough.
cereal.
What?
Only cereal.
L.
The entire thing was just cereal.
No milk.
And one of it was just raw quinoa. So not even really cereal, which is worse. Like, I get why he did it, because it was like a whole conversation he had as a kid with his brother. But like, you couldn't have just made that like the first course and then been like normal after that. It got really boring just listening to them talk about cereal.
You know who had a really good last meal was fucking Seth Rollins, but
I was gonna say Becky Lynch, but
they both did.
yeah.
Also, whichever Kelsey brother was on there. I think it was a Kelsey brother.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason killed it. That
Yeah.
looked so good.
Yeah.
And then even Tom Hanks, his was pretty all right. I also love that Gordon Ramsay for his had an In-N-Out burger. Now I have the, fuel of, you cannot claim any other burger is better. Gordon literally told you it's an In-N-Out burger. That's what's best. You're just wrong, and that helps me.
I still haven't had In-N-Out, so I will not agree to that statement.
One day you will, and you'll love it.
One day I will, and
It's gonna be overhyped like Inception.
It's really not, dude.
That's what I'm afraid of, man. Like, I'm gonna take that first bite, and I'm gonna go, this is what y'all are so fucking excited about?
Well, you got to make sure you do it right. You can't just get, like, you can't just order the... Well, no, I mean, if you go anywhere and you just order... Like, this thing with In-N-Out is you want animal style and all the cool customization. If you just order a plain double-double, yeah, it's not going to live up to the hype, and that's your own fault.
I had to eat
No,
you gotta,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I have said since the beginning of us having this back and forth about cheeseburgers, is that I want to go with you so you can order it for me, and then I can try whatever you think is whatever you claim is the greatest burger on
That's
God's
what Wonder
Greenest.
did. I don't think it's the greatest burger. It's the greatest fast food burger. There is
the greatest
a
fast
big
food.
difference there. But that's what Wonder did. He's like, what are you getting? I'm getting that. And I was like, okay. The only thing you might want to change is you might want a bun, because I get mine protein style, so it's just a lettuce wrap instead of a bun. But that's just, I don't really like bread. So
that's fair.
So
see, I fuck with carbs, so I'm here for it.
Oh, I think this week, maybe. I think it'll be this week, whenever it gets here. I'm going to try peanut butter and jelly for the first time.
You're going to die?
No. I found,
how are you?
Hopefully, I found on Amazon this stuff called Wow Butter. Apparently, it's like a soy butter, but all of the reviews say it tastes exactly like peanut butter. So we're going to have Wonder try it and decide if it's actually that or not.
Dude,
and then I'm going to have PB&J
you
for the
have
first
made
time.
me so nervous. You better have whatever you need.
You better have an EpiPen
right fucking next to you.
No,
bro,
it's like 100% a thing. Like, not. It has no tree nuts, no nothing. Not even in a facility where it does.
Have it next to you.
I'm not working.
Keep an EpiPen, man.
Hey, Wonder will be here. He's literally one of our EMTs around here now. So
no, because I swear to God, if I see on Twitter like after that,
in
like
the hospital, this is fucked up.
Yeah, like streamer news.
Streamer news. The GeekSlays died after eating
the
a PB&J.
GeekSlays fucking died after he fucked around and found out.
True.
Like Jesus Christ. I'm gonna drive to Wyoming just to kick your ass, and then drive back because I'll probably have to work the next day.
True. No, we'll wait. We'll schedule it for like a Tuesday. That way you can come down, kick my ass, and take a nap,
and then hang out for a bit, and then
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
For just a moment, though.
Sure.
I'm not a big jelly guy, so peanut butter and jelly for me is mid as shit.
What is wrong with you?
Jelly's
I'm
great.
ready to a lot of people a lot of things, but I just don't like jelly.
Jelly's great. Strawberry jelly, great.
You see, and I'm a grape jelly guy.
Grape jelly's great.
Grape jelly sucks.
Grape jelly's
it's the worst.
Amazing.
You two,
wow.
You two agreeing on something means it's the wrong opinion. That's just what happened.
No, we both support Triple H, and that man's goated.
See, this is like the third thing that me and him have ever agreed on ever.
Having the most basic take that's like saying air is good. Like, I don't.
Well, hair isn't.
The people who don't support Triple H are who? Nobody, except for the
Booker
trolls
T,
on the
probably.
internet. Those aren't real people. I think Booker T supports him pretty well. That's why Booker T's still there.
So that's why Booker T still has a job.
Though.
Well, Triple H is just still in charge of all of it.
Sure.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, wrestling theory.
You gonna start that channel next?
I don't have time.
Is that gonna be your 7th channel? Wrestling theory?
Fuck it, maybe.
With the Geek Pat?
Geek Pat, yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, new Acolyte episode tonight. I forgot about that.
Yep, it's Tuesday. We've also got a new House of Dragon I still need to watch.
Oh, it was a pretty good episode.
Speaking of which, are you guys ever gonna do like a TV month?
There's an idea we floated between each other for a TV show to be watched at a certain point in time in the year. that's been floated. We haven't fully come to like consensus that we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
I still think we should.
I think we should.
And I think he does too, which is funny.
But
We haven't decided we're going to. We both think we should, but
because that's going to take a little bit more work than watching. Depending on how many episodes there are, it's gonna, if you're over here trying to watch One Piece, then you're gonna be,
oh, never.
Might take you a little
Geek
bit.
isn't an anime person. You gotta remember that.
Well, it's not even that I don't like anime. The only anime I've ever seen is Death Note. Loved it.
I have tried to get him to watch Attack on Titan several times, and he just refuses.
Anything with that many episodes, man, it kills me.
They have that many episodes. It's only like 6 seasons.
It's like 84
Only like
episodes.
6 seasons at 50 episodes.
No, it's like 13 or 14 for Attack.
No, I'm talking Attack on Titan, not Naruto. Like, come on.
Hey, respect Naruto.
Hey, I watched.
What do you see right here?
How you doing?
I don't have any Naruto shit. Actually, I do.
You have the headband somewhere too.
I was gonna say I have I don't know where the hell it's at. I have a.
Oh shit!
Jesus. Whole desk started moving.
Give me.
Man's struggling.
What is happening?
So I don't know where Elden Wand is, but I
have.
I was going to do a cosplay like a year ago. I was going to do a Kakashi because I had the gloves.
Oh,
and I have a unopened headband. I don't know where my open one is. It's somewhere around here. I know that for sure.
Oh, it's an Itachi one too.
Yeah, I have the.
I need to offend you guys with this one because I do have a Naruto cup.
Naruto's great, bro.
It came in a
loot crate.
It's actually Shippuden too.
I still haven't gotten to Shippuden. I've been caught up with other stuff.
You're gonna give me shit about talking about fucking Naruto when you haven't even watched the best part?
No, I know. I need to get to Shippuden. I'm just caught up with other stuff, like Dueling Fates.
Come on.
Honestly.
I got loot crate. So any anime related stuff I have is because loot crate. Kind of miss
besides for that Misa Bisa, right? You bought that, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
what the fuck's a Misa Bisa?
From
Death Note, brother.
Oh, Misa. Oh, you said Misa Bisa like it's like one thing.
You said Misa because Misa. That's her name.
Her name is Misa, not Misa Misa. Oh, it is Misa Misa, but like her name is Misa.
Ah, fucking cunt.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Is Archer an anime?
No.
Probably not.
Avatar, you can.
I don't
argue
know what gets classified as an anime. Like,
Depends
I don't know how that works.
You can argue with Avatar and Teen Titans.
Now, those I guess I have seen both of.
You can argue that those are arguable.
I want to rewatch
that
that
for sure.
The entire thing, like the entire show of both.
I've seen the entirety of both Teen Titans and Avatar. Yeah.
Well, I guess Teen Titans isn't that long.
It's
but
6 seasons.
Teen
Avatar
Titans
like
was my
4 seasons.
favorite show as a kid too, though. There used to be an online Teen Titans game. I can't remember what it was.
There was
but you
several.
just got
This
to like
GameCube game that I have found memories
you just
of.
got to like fight as them against like villains and the other. I can't remember. I can never remember what it was called or where
it was.
To find it.
Well, it was on. If I remember right, it was on the Cartoon Network website because I think I also played
so.
the same game. But like
use the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, but not knowing what it's called makes it.
I mean, you could Google it.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be that hard to find. There weren't that many Teen Titan games.
GameCube.
At least in America.
Now everything points to like Teen Titans Go, which is shitty.
No, it's actually pretty good.
It's alright.
It's a satire. That's what it is. If you know it's a satire, then you understand it's good.
Don't care. You know what I do know is I like the original.
I love the original.
Teen Titans Go sucks.
Bro is looking at this game.
Oh, I found it. It was called Battle Blitz.
Ooh.
Boom.
Sounds like a very
Teen Titans Battle Blitz. I wonder if I can find it again.
Probably can.
There's got to be an emulator out there somewhere.
Shit, so.
Right? There's got to be something somewhere. That could be an entire
If Twitter
stream.
reviews can find shit from like 2011 for like
one.
Victorious and iCarly.
Yeah, from 2011. This was 2003.
Yeah, but people were archiving back then even.
I hope. I have no faith
We're on this
in the
road
world.
with Geek trying to figure out if this game exists.
Well, it exists.
What existed.
It probably exists somewhere. It's probably an emulator you can find online.
It's got to be. But yeah, I'll keep looking later.
So I've asked you both what your favorite movies are, and obviously, like you've done that within the top 5 and whatnot. But I sometimes like to get a little negative. What are I don't know if you want to give me like a top 5 or just name a couple or whatever. It's up to you, honestly. What are some movies that you fucking just
Amsterdam. I fucking hate that shit.
Amsterdam?
It came out in 2020, 20, I think 20. It stars a whole bunch of like really, really talented people, but it's the most absolute dog shit of a production.
Okay.
Like it cuts too early or it cuts too late after people talk. They are the most monotone. Like these are the most talented people you've ever seen. Christian Bale, Anya Taylor-Joy, John David Washington, like a ton of really, really talented people, but everyone fucking sucks. Ed Taylor Swift in it. She died at like 14 seconds in. I hate that movie with a passion.
Came out in 2022.
Oh, it came out 2 years ago. It came out the same year as the Texas Chainsaw remake or requel.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's awful.
Mike Myers, Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
What?
it's awful.
Rami Malek. Holy shit. Robert De Niro.
There's something about birds in there too. It's weird.
Okay. Any others?
No, I just hate that movie with a passion. Usually I can find good things in movies. Like, I can like, oh, at least this is badly shitty. And I can laugh at it. No, that was awful. I hated my life after that movie. You give me
all Hallmark Christmas movies. Because they're all just the exact same fucking movie. A dude or
Hallmark
chick moves back home during Christmas. Childhood crushes now single or going through a divorce. They get together on Christmas. Woohoo. Those fucking suck and they piss me off every time.
They're addictive.
And I think, no, they're not. They're just stupid. Well, I guess it makes sense why you'd watch them. Also, all of the Clooney Batman movies, I see them on, and
There's one Clooney Batman. Are you talking about Schumacher? He made 2 of them, and I love Batman Forever. So watch your mouth.
Clooney as Batman
was in Batman and Robin. Val Kilmer was Batman Forever.
Was he in the other? There were like 4 90s Batman.
Batman and Batman Returns was Keaton. Kilmer was Batman Forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Batman and Robin is Clooney.
Yeah. I was having the same
Batman
brain
and Robin
fart, and I was like, that's not right. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right.
I know Batman.
Batman and Robin is by far maybe the worst movie ever made. I hate it with a passion.
And
if I see bat nipples one more goddamn time, I'm gonna kill somebody.
It's a perfect golden age Batman where it's like,
no, it's not
the most zany bullshit in the world. I love it for that reason.
No, it's actually hilarious because Batman and Robin is a guilty pleasure movie of mine.
We've had this argument a lot,
but like, it's not because of Clooney or any of that. Like, Clooney's a dog shit Batman, but like Mr. Freeze as Arnold, like, come on. Like, you can't cast better than that. It's one of the best casting decisions. Actually, might be the only great Well, Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy. But
what is Grayson's face about?
I wanted to finish that first statement, so I can actually judge him fully. You say Arnold's the only what?
Well, Arnold and Uma
is the only what though? You didn't finish your statement.
Are the only like really good casting decisions they made in that movie.
I mean, yeah. I thought you were like talking about like all of like superhero movies and like.
Oh,
like,
no.
We want to talk about J.K. Simmons.
No, J.K. Simmons is Jonah for sure, but then like I don't think you could ever outcast Downey as Iron Man. Personally,
I think you can try.
I also don't. You'll fail. The only other one I was ever slightly okay with, and it was only in Multiverse of Madness, is when Tom Cruise was rumored to show up for like a 2-second cameo.
Cruz as superior Iron Man would be great because superior Iron Man's a fucking asshole.
Yeah. No, for that I'd have been like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm fine with that. But like anyone else, no.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Tony Stark died. He's dead. Let him.
Yeah, don't bring him back.
Let him not.
He'll be
recast.
back soon.
Probably because
It'll still be just Robert Downey Jr., but he'll be back.
Don't do that to me. Unless it's in that.
It's gonna be Secret Wars. He's absolutely coming
Secret
back.
Wars.
possibly
We'll see.
it's a big possibility.
Part of me hope he doesn't, but in that premise, you know,
I'm not
a
fan of bringing back people who are already dead. Let them be dead.
But I guess in the
And
Secret
don't
Wars
ever
premise,
read a comic.
no,
ever,
I
Grayson.
mean like in the movies, like
It's comic book movies. Don't ever read a comic and don't watch
trust me,
comic book
I know
movies
people
if you
come
don't
back
like
to life. I
people
read
coming
X-Men
back from the
comics. They
dead.
come back to life every 2 seconds.
Well, especially for the last like 10 years, because Krakoa.
They brought everyone.
but in that same vein, the Secret Wars is also like a multiversal
Yeah.
event, so
Yeah.
it's also like So it's not really bringing people back from the dead. It's
A
it's
different universe's version.
2177's Iron
I'm just
Man
concerned they bring Robert
comparatively.
Downey Jr. back because they're feeding into the fucking assholes online. Be like, oh, everything's bad now after Endgame, so we got to go back to everyone. Let's get Chris Evans. Let's get Robert Downey. It's like, no, just keep doing what you're doing.
It's also tough, though. I feel like, as much as I agree that they shouldn't recast people, it's also comic book movies, and I think the idea of never making another Iron Man movie is really stupid. So you're gonna recast
Or
eventually.
just go to
and
Ironheart.
we need to just be okay with that. No, because you cannot tell the same stories with Ironheart that you can with Iron Man. That's not how that
but
works.
You can make an Iron Man movie like with Ironheart as
No,
a
but
concept.
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying the
at all.
concept of Iron Man continues onto Ironheart. Different character, obviously, with Riri. It is a completely different character.
But
different stories.
That's what I'm saying is the characters. It's comic books. You're not gonna. The idea that the people we've cast now are the only people that can ever play these characters, and then we're never gonna have any of the Avengers in a movie again. That's dumb. So you're gonna have to recast eventually, and just if the MCU would just operate more like a comic book universe instead of a movie universe, it would be better.
I will say, I think we've lost a certain
Mystique.
mystique since Endgame. Shit hasn't hit the same for me personally.
It has for me, but I know a lot of people viewed Endgame as like an end point. They could move on to a new chapter.
It was the certain point of was the end of an arc.
Right.
Or phase. What was it? Phase 4?
Yeah. But I think a lot of people just view that as the end. Nothing else will matter, can matter.
Which is stupid.
This was the end of but I also get it. This was the end of the thing you cared about.
Right.
Like the version of these characters, the world that you had cared about. You got to see the conclusion of that. And now to watch everything else, you'd have to wait for another 10, 15, 20-year build, and people don't want to do that, which is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a nerd, so I love all of it.
See, it's difficult because a lot of the comics I read were covered in that first initial 10-year run. I was a really big Iron Man guy. An Iron Man comic book was one of the very first things. Actually, was the very first thing I ever read. Still have that comic book to this day. I think it's over here somewhere. Anyway, but Captain America, Hulk, the X-Men. Obviously, I'm super stoked that we're finally diving a little bit into the mutant side of things. But I don't know. I don't disagree to the recasting point, but I also think that if you recast, it has to be done well, and I worry that they're not going to hold up. Because I'm sorry, and I know a lot of people will argue with me about this online. The Iron Man trilogy was perfect. I loved all 3 of those movies.
So I get that to a degree, but I feel like that just works as the same way as comics.
The third one could use some fixing, but
yes.
The second one,
but the second one was really good.
The second one was great. I hate that people shit on it because like Whiplash was done great. Like Mickey Rourke, come on. And then we got
watching a
Don
superhero go
Cheadle.
through panic attacks is
Yeah,
also
man.
fun.
We got Don Cheadle's War Machine
Panic Attacks
actually
was the
front
third
and center.
Yes, the Panic Attacks was the third movie. He was that's after because he's
No, they
PTSD.
started in literally the first one happens in the second movie, but that's okay. Just ignore the thing that happens in that movie. They continue to happen in the third one.
They're more
doesn't mean
they're more prominent in the third movie. I don't remember the second movie as well. Like, apparently.
Well, yeah, because he went to space after the second one, he went to space for a second, and launched a nuke.
That was a whole different set of panic attacks.
Yes.
I don't know how he can argue with Cillian Murphy about nukes after doing that, though.
I hate this guy. But like, it's just like comic books where, if they recast and the run isn't great, that's okay. That's just how it worked in comics too. There are runs you love, runs you hate. Again, they need to just operate the MCU truly like it's a comic book universe and just go and just do stuff. And some of it'll work and some of it won't. I don't think, as much as I like everything being tied together, I don't think every single film needs to tie together. I think you can have an overall story that fits a lot of people, but I don't know. Did we need the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers to team up? I don't think so. They almost never do. I don't know. There's just certain things. You can have all of the characters exist and not need them in that big movie.
That's what they did with this last phase, and everyone hated it.
Other than a Secret Wars. Secret Wars can have everybody.
Let's say I'll argue to a point though, because I felt like Guardians and Avengers coming together for the collision of Thanos. That was the only needed part, but
right.
Because it's banding everybody together to take out the big purple douchebag.
Yeah. Didn't even need to though. Thor did it once. He could just do it again.
Yeah, except he didn't.
Well, I mean, he did.
I mean, the first time, yes. The second
times,
time,
actually.
No, he didn't. He only killed him once.
Well, yeah, but he got him 3 times. They just couldn't let Thor win every time. Looks bad.
Are you guys excited for Deadpool coming out in, I think, literally 2 weeks?
I think they're leaning too hard into we're making dumb jokes that we think Disney wouldn't allow. I think they're going to overdo it, and it's going to be really stupid.
I think they're leaning too much in the nostalgia.
That too.
I love Hugh coming back. That makes sense. But they're we're going to bring in Saber to I don't care. Do something new. I don't need to see everything rehashed. And if this is
well, it is going to be a lot of new stuff. I kind of have a feeling all of the cameos really get out of the way in the first 20 minutes.
Well, and it's got to be a multiversal thing too, since that is so predominant in this new phase, these new phases of Marvel.
It is because we've seen the TVA involved in the trailers, so it's going to be a multiversal thing, and that version of Hugh isn't going to be the one we know. Promise.
I hope that it's the first 20 minutes is Deadpool kills the universe, they rip from that, and then they move on, and then they actually delve into other stuff. So
I just want my 3-second scene of Deadpool picking up Mjolnir and immediately losing being worthy when he smacks Thor across the face. Great panel.
Fair enough. I don't know. I will say, besides for the first one, I think this is the only other Deadpool movie that I've been pretty excited to go see.
Deadpool was
fair.
I didn't give a shit about the second one.
I want to see it. I'm worried. All of the jokes in the trailer are just about Disney, and I really think they're gonna overplay that. Because who cares? It's literally on Disney Plus right now. Is just all the Hulu shows. The Simpsons was the biggest ad on Disney Plus for a long time. Stop pretending Disney is only children's TV. Disney owns fucking everything.
They own me.
At one point, though, it was.
No, not really.
Yeah, in 1937.
They got away from it.
No, but I mean, at one point, Disney was, vastly much more family friendly than it was anything else.
Well, Disney,
So it makes
to a
sense to a
degree,
point.
but they own everything. So like
Now
they
they
did,
do, yeah.
I guess, but it makes sense to a point, but also that point was before comic book movies existed. So I don't really know if it does matter. It's just one of those things. I feel like they're just gonna overdo the dumbness a little bit because they're gonna just try to. We can do just as much, if not more now, and it's just gonna be overplayed and kind of lame. I'm worried about that. I'm not gonna go into it thinking it's gonna be bad because that's really stupid, but I'm just worried that that's how it's gonna turn out, and I hope I'm wrong. The trailers so far don't really help them though.
Well, I think they're doing that on purpose with the trailers to get everybody to, like, I don't know, show Sabretooth and show all the other people that they've shown. I'm not going to name off everybody because, there's several people in that lineup from all of the former movies. But I think, like you said, I think a lot of those people are going to, bite the dust pretty early on.
I hope so. According to reports, like everything we see in the trailers, like from the first 20 to 40 minutes. So
yeah,
that's according to reports. So I'm not going to trust every report that comes out because I deal with stuff in wrestling and half that shit's fake. So
yeah, that's definitely truth. Yeah. But well, I was assuming different answers for that question, but what are some movies coming out that you two are somewhat excited
Long
for?
Legs.
Yep, I've seen plenty of trailers for that.
It's like the next ever Santalone, so I'm super excited for that.
I genuinely don't know. I don't know if I could name a movie coming out.
I'm excited for Twisters. Like I'm like hesitant because I'm like, oh, it's nostalgia bait, but also like cool Twister movie.
I didn't really care for the first one, to be honest. Like it was fine.
It feels more blockbuster-y coming out, so I'm kind of excited for that.
Right.
So. Also, Glenn Powell's great. So.
Sorry,
also,
trying to look to see if.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What was that biker movie that's got Tom Hardy in it? Yeah.
It's getting put on.
I want to see that. That looks really good.
You know what's great? You get to see it on digital 10 days after it comes out.
Oh.
I hate
okay.
I hate that concept.
Because the movie industry just doesn't want theaters to exist anymore.
Basically. Sony bought the Alamo, so.
It's all right. I'm just going to turn my basement into a movie theater. It's fine.
Sick. Wait, what happened to the D&D room? Wait.
There's multiple rooms in that basement.
Bigger house.
I've never been in the basement. We didn't go down there.
He knocked you out and then like tied you up down there. Do you not remember?
That could have happened. I wouldn't know.
I mean, God knows my wife's parents thought he was going to do that to us.
What's fucked up is they both figured out how hard I sleep. Like, they could have done whatever. I wouldn't know. I'd have no clue.
Well, and
not a single one.
The door to his room doesn't shut either, so.
Yeah. Couldn't even hide. Wake up and the door would be open and it's like, what the fuck? And then there's just a Kenobi. It's like, that makes sense.
Yeah. The General.
General Kenobi.
But
I genuinely don't know. I don't see ads on anything anymore.
That's because you don't register them in your brain.
Let's say, what's that like? Because like I don't know what that's like. I've got ads on fucking everything.
Because I got rid of Spotify and started paying for YouTube Premium instead because it was only slightly more expensive than Spotify, and YouTube Music functions almost just as well. And now I don't have ads on YouTube, which is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, that's got to be awesome.
It's so good.
Especially watching anything Good Mythical Morning related. Goddamn, they have like 9 ads on a 20-minute episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. About that. It's great. Oh, I can tell immediately when I'm logged in on a different YouTube account than mine. I'll be like on the Dueling Fates one and click a video and an ad starts. It's like, what the fuck is this? And then I go, oh, wrong account. and then I close it and reopen.
Do
And
that today.
it's great.
Yeah.
I
Though.
was posted that curb stomp TikTok to Dueling Fates.
Might have got us some views. I have no idea. I don't know any movies coming out right now, so I get excited once. Normally, I like care about Marvel stuff, and we'll see it in theaters. So like, I'll see
Right.
Deadpool.
Right.
But other than that, I just kind of wait until it's in theaters, and then somebody tells me about it. Like, okay, I guess I'll go see that, or I go, okay, I guess I'll watch that when it comes to digital. For me, going to a theater is like a whole
Process.
thing you have to deal with. It's not just like go down the street and watch a movie and it costs nothing. Like, gotta pay for a tank of gas and go get dinner and.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about the cost of nothing. Movie theaters here are expensive, so it's like a there's a lot of background noise.
Oh,
There
that was
is.
me? Yeah.
I would
Oh,
assume
it was
so.
you. I thought it was
No,
you.
it's just
I'm
dogs
not gonna lie.
upstairs.
No,
Nice.
no. That's why I kept
Like-
pausing, because I just hear like little
Oh,
claws hit.
I
the
thought
floor.
one of the cats was doing some shit or something.
No, I see a Kenobi right here in front of me. He's chilling on their new cat tower, and I have no idea where Silky Butt is. But
No Scooby Boy.
No, I don't know where he's at. Well, I think we might have a storm coming in, so he's probably getting ready for that. I forgot where I was even at now.
Movie's coming out soon. Excited.
Movies, movie theaters, expensiveness.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like, I mean, when I went and saw the Iron Claw, that was midday. It still cost me like $16.
For just the ticket.
No, for ticket, I think the ticket alone was like
Oh,
$9-10.
that's not that bad.
What if you're going to a midday?
like, that was also-
that's gonna give you $16, like $10.
It's movie theaters here are expensive, brother. I live in a big city.
So do I. It's $10
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
for
He
like
lives in-
tickets, and then
Well, and our cheap movie theater shut down.
And
So I've got
before 4, it's like $5, maybe $7.
not here.
Going Tuesday.
Spend like $8 on a
Tuesday.
ticket, and then popcorn
Tuesday,
and shit is
yeah,
where they
maybe.
get you.
Tuesday.
But that's not the part I'm
Well,
worried
I was
about.
gonna say like I always get a large popcorn and a large soda. That never changes, because
How is it?
I can't sit in a movie and not have anything. Like, that's just
I
not
love
gonna
freaking people out because I don't buy, so I don't drink soda. So it'll be like the middle of winter and I'm sitting there with a fucking icy. It's like, I don't know, this was the only thing that wasn't soda in this fucking place. Or
Right.
a bottle of fucking Dasani, which I just
Ugh.
refuse. That shit's saltier than my popcorn.
No. Dasani is
Yeah, it's
objectively the worst water known to man.
Nestle
rather
Pure
have-
Life might have something to say about that. But they're both pretty ass. And I mean, Aqua Vista, whichever one comes in the clear bottle, ass. The one that comes in the blue bottle's kind of okay.
Blue.
See, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. They both have a blue label, but one's in a blue bottle, one's in a clear
There's
bottle.
one, like,
I drink the water that we get from those big water machines.
I
It's
drink
it's water.
water out of my faucet.
I drink
because
tap
we have
water.
a well, and it's
if I
great.
drink water.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't drink Peoria water if my life
I
depended
wouldn't
on it.
drink the tap water where Grayson lives either, but you live in a city, therefore I wouldn't drink the tap water.
Yeah, no.
Them's the rules.
Bro,
I know the tap water
country
here is
boys scared
disgusting.
the
So
city, of course.
City water is just full of chemicals.
Okay, they good for
Yeah,
my
no,
immune system. I
can't-
never get sick.
They're not good for you.
I can't tell you how many times we go to turn on our water and it smells like straight chlorine.
Right, bro's just out here drinking chlorine, and he's like, that's good for you. No, that's
the
literally
immune
poison.
System.
No, it actually kills
it's like
your immune
eating
system.
dirt.
No,
Let me-
also don't do that
you let-
either.
like,
That's
you let
really
your
dumb.
kid eat
You know what
dirt.
movie I'm not excited for, though?
What's that?
Because I didn't watch the first one, and I promise this one will be just as bad. The Joker.
Mm,
Oh, 100%.
It's going to be
she
so
never
ass.
had a sequel.
Don't
It's going to
care.
be worse because they decided to put Lady Gaga in
Lady
it.
Gaga's a good actress.
And they decided
like-
to ruin Harley Quinn with Lady Gaga. I'm
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Gaga's a good actress.
Well, Lady Gaga was fine in the one movie she did with
Bradley
Rocket Raccoon.
Bradley Cooper. Stars Born.
Bradley Cooper,
Stars
thank
Born.
you.
Rocket.
Yeah, that was a solid ass
She's a
movie.
good actress. She's just, I don't think she's Harley Quinn.
No, it's gonna be dog shit. Like, it doesn't help that I also don't like the character of the Joker, so I went into watching that first movie and I
You
just kind
don't
of
like
went, yeah, I'm not gonna
Joker?
like this. I fucking hate that character. I
was
always
trying to
have.
make a joke. He didn't land.
Yeah, I kind of like the Joker, but I don't think he works as a solo character. He is only a villain for Batman. Maybe a villain for Superman if you want to tell an injustice story. Because
Can
fuck
we?
it.
We've had too much joke in the last decade.
But because that's my favorite. Fuck it. I can't break Batman, so I'll just break the other one.
I was like, can we get a live action Injustice? Because I'm fucking here for it.
yes, let's murder the.
We got a teaser for it
The Superman character
at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that was
Right.
definitely that. And I think Jared Leto's Joker being the one to do that would be funny. But also, why is he alive? The whole point is that Superman immediately kills him, and that blows up the city and kills Lois,
really
and is the reason
it's
injustice happens.
Darkseid. It's the anti-life equation, not injustice. It's the
No,
anti-life equation.
that
That's
is not
Darkseid.
that. That ship is absolutely not.
It is.
It's not. Well, if it's supposed to
mega
be,
symbol
Zack
is
Snyder definitely
Darkseid.
looked at the wrong ship design and just used.
There's a giant
What is
omega
his
symbol in the
name?
fucking sand. It's fucking Darkseid.
We're not talking about the sand. I'm talking about the ship. Not important. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that movie anymore.
I wouldn't want to talk about Justice League either. And I'm a DC fan too, so
I've always been a bigger
that's
Marvel
gotta
guy.
be rough. That's gotta be
it's been
rough. I will say as well, there was another thing that you said, Geek, that I want to bring up from the Split episode.
Uh-oh.
Is that you said there was like barely any good DC movies. And like
That's true.
Aquaman,
I'm not counting. No.
Shazam.
Those are
No.
good movies. No,
I
those are
don't
good
like
movies.
comic book movies. They're fine.
It's good.
For
But again,
DC,
my point.
they're good.
But
as hell.
I'm not giving you the credit of you make shitty movies, so this one being mid makes it good.
They
No,
made the Batman.
I stand by. I almost don't want to call that a DC movie because you can tell nobody from DC had a finger in it, which is why
would
it
they
was
finger
okay.
a movie, man? That's creepy.
Why?
Just wait for James Gunn to get his hands on all of this shit coming up, and it's gonna be the best that DC's ever had. I promise.
Or it'll be the worst. I don't know how much faith I have in James Gunn.
I don't know why. He did fucking amazing with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he did. I can't fault
And
you
I
there.
mean, Guardians was great.
You're right. But making a good movie or a good trilogy is much different than making a good universe. And we've seen a lot of people try, and so far only one man has been okay at that. So I just don't want to say that this is about to fix DC.
Is great.
I don't. It's a movie. It's movies where you just have two big dudes fight it out. I don't. If you fuck that up, I guess you're just useless.
Plenty of people would fuck
Like,
that up.
How?
Well, there's a
You
lot
just-
more story than just Godzilla and Kong
Yeah.
fighting. There's a lot more story to it than that. But yeah, also, you're not wrong.
But nobody cares about the story if Godzilla and Kong don't fight. Let's be honest.
No, but it's like
Nobody's
It's like-
watching those movies for the
it's
story. They're watching it for Godzilla and
it's
Kong
like a
fighting.
wrestling card. You go there for the main event, but other stuff happens.
Right. But the card still ultimately kind of comes down to you either love it or hate it based off of the main event. So none of that other shit really even mattered,
Sure.
is my point. And that's, yeah.
It should also have to make sense, you know. This is the movie.
But yeah, I don't know. I want DC to get better, but I already don't like James Gunn's plan because he's just gonna skip Jason Todd, and that makes me mad.
He's skipping all the Robins.
The only Basically the only important Robin, and he's just gonna skip him.
Because it's an older Batman with Damian. Which means they're handing off to Dick Grayson
Don't
right
care.
away. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Does that mean Red Hood's just gonna be there?
Yeah. I think the plan was
Or is
to
it
have
just
the
going to be
Batman-
like everybody else who's ever worked on DC, where they just decide Red Hood doesn't
No, I
need to
think they
exist?
might actually just do the whole.
And when James Gunn does that, I will continue to stand here and say he's the worst person
I think they
alive.
might just do the whole Bat family already assembled.
That's not true.
Red Hood is the most important DC character. I stand by it. Because he's my favorite
Harley
DC
Quinn
character, so I get to be biased.
No.
And better stories. Also, why fast forward to Damian? That's literally the worst Robin. Sucks.
Obviously, Stephanie Brown.
I hate
would be the worst
Damian.
Robin, but that's just me.
Damian.
Let's let him make a good Superman movie first, because we haven't had one of
It
those since
looks
Man of
good.
Steel.
So far,
So let's say the suit
yeah.
looks great.
The suit looks all
the
right.
guy who plays him is in Pearl, and he's great in Pearl. So I'm very excited.
No,
That's I think Gunn's gonna kill it.
I'm not a Gun fan either, so like,
I hope so.
I
I just have no faith
know.
because it's DC, and I don't even think that would be a James Gunn issue. I just think that would probably just be a Warner Brothers issue because they're kind of fucking useless.
kind of.
Well, I was trying to be nice, but
When have you ever?
I try to be nice all the time, Hero. Jeez,
Try and are two very different things, my friend.
Hero, I'm a very nice person. You cunt.
My point exactly. I think that's going to do it for us here, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of the best podcast that you've never heard of, Small Talks with Big Guy. Geek, Duck, Dueling Fates. You got anything cooking? Or is it just going to be same shtick?
I've
For a
heard
little
few
bit.
things we could do. Just some more ideas I've been cooking in the background. I haven't really brought up to Geek yet because I need to flush it out, because when it comes to Geek, he needs a full idea rather than half baked. So,
I know that one all too well.
so I need to give him a full idea before I even give it to him. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, as I did last time with Geek, it's telling you wonderful viewers and wonderful listeners that you might be seeing him again, I'm going to do the same thing here with the Batduck. You may be seeing him again relatively soon here on Small Talks with the Big Guy. Gentlemen, where can people find you?
YouTube, Twitter, just look up the Batduck at everything, and usually you'll find me. I'm the one with this symbol, so that's how you can find me easily.
Nice. At the TheGeekSlays everywhere. Literally everywhere.
He's him on Threads.
I do. I am on Threads actually. I don't use it. I use it as little as I use Twitter, but I do have Threads. I wanted it to be the new Twitter. It still sucks, Ero.
I don't doubt it. That would be why I deleted it.
The thing where you just see people you follow on your homepage. The amount of people I don't know, and that's all I see is people I've never interacted with or seen before, is so annoying.
It's because it's made by Zuck.
The Lizard Man.
And it sucks.
True.
What about Dueling Fates? Is it only on Twitter, right?
TikTok. We've got a TikTok.
Right,
Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Gotta post some reels.
Yeah.
And then it's on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. I can't remember if I made any others yet. Probably
I don't
not.
control where it goes out to, so.
Fair enough. But where can we find Dueling Fates? Like, what's the at?
At Dueling Fates Pod.
Yeah, kind of
everywhere.
Yeah, and you'll relatively find it. A lot of them have.
I think it's just Dueling Fates
There's
Pod.
one that's Dueling.Fates, and I think that's the TikTok.
I think that is the TikTok.
I think
Because
everything else
TikTok
is
is
pod.
stupid.
Yeah. The pod at is usually where you can find it, though. Let's see. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this episode.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you. And we will see you in the next episode of the best podcast that you've never heard of, Small Talks with the Big Guy. Also, keep your eyes out for a new episode of Hit the Go Home coming to you probably already after this has been posted, but it's fine. We'll see you in the next one.